Hi, this is a proposal for a 40-minute talk at the O'Reilly Design Conference in March of 2017. My name is Artie Rivera. I'm a senior user experience designer at 3Pillar Global, a respected product development services partner in the digital space. My day-to-day varies a lot, but it can include field user research, planning and facilitating product strategy workshops, wireframing and high-resolution design for a multitude of products, platforms, and use cases, including responsive web, iOS, and Android. I graduated from Stanford University's product design program, where I got the philosophy and mindset that I get to use with a diverse client set today, including Capital One, Carfax, and Synchronos. I've also been active in a volunteer leadership capacity for over 4 years in Design Thinking DC. DTDC is a 3,400 plus member community of learning and communication and the largest meetup on human-centered design. The topic that I propose to talk about is how to avoid design by committee in a work environment where greater collaboration and diverse stakeholder input is expected and even required to achieve business goals as well as to advance professionally. Given the growing complexity of business problems that a designer is expected to address, the role of a designer is shifting or growing from that of a mere producer or implementer to that of a facilitator or unifier. Avoiding design by committee is not only important because of where the industry is headed, it's also important to any individual designer for their professional development. Design by committee is the result of a lowest common denominator mentality for appeasing as many egos as necessary, usually with little input from critical stakeholders who actually end up using or being affected by the product or service designed. While compromise and defining constraints are an important part of any design, product, or business process, in design by committee, compromises are made for the wrong reasons, like the opinion of the highest paid person in the room or an executive mandate. And those reasons are usually the same reasons why unnecessary or unproductive constraints are defined and agreed to. The result is a lackluster product or service that satisfies no one. While it's certainly a challenge to avoid, the business myth that design by committee is the norm, in the sense that it should be expected, is flat out wrong. And I'd like to talk about key strategies and tactics for how exactly to go about avoiding it and taking project strategy to the next level. Topics that I plan to address include how to deliberately build a relationship with the project sponsor or owner, how to discern business context like existing metrics and mandates even when they're implicit, how to use conversation tactics to increase understanding and mitigate unnecessary conflict, although not all conflict is unnecessary, and how to build trust by showing your work and showing when you get it wrong. For the purposes of the talk, it would be useful to have some background or familiarity with the topic of human-centered design. Thanks so much for your consideration, and I hope to see you in San Francisco in March of 2017.